Hey everyone, welcome back to the Incredible India podcast series. I'm Tim.
And I'm Debbie.
Today we're taking a deep dive into Bodh Gaya, such a pivotal place in Buddhist history and, well, culture generally.
Yeah, definitely. We're looking at info from Five Senses Tours, specifically about their, one-day cultural immersion experience there.
So the idea is to give you a shortcut, really,
Mm.
to understand why Bodh Gaya is considered one of the holiest Buddhist sites.
And what a visit might actually feel like, what it entails. We've sifted through the details to pull out the most important and interesting bits for you.
Exactly. Our mission, extract the essence of Bodh Gaya from this tour perspective. So maybe start with the basics. Why is Bodh Gaya so fundamental?
Well, it really comes down to this. Bodh Gaya is the exact place where Siddhartha Gautama achieved enlightenment, became the Buddha.
Under the Bodhi tree, right?
Yeah.
Around 531 BC.
Precisely. And this wasn't just like a personal moment. It was the spark, the beginning of Buddhism as we know it.
Enlightenment.
Yeah.
That's about profound understanding, freedom from suffering.
Yeah. That's the core idea in Buddhist philosophy, yes. A state of complete understanding.
Wow. One single place holding that much weight for so many. And our source material suggests it didn't stay just quiet, did it? It grew.
Oh, absolutely not. It quickly became the heart of a really thriving Buddhist civilization,
Right.
attracting scholars, pilgrims. People came from everywhere, making it this vital center for learning and spiritual practice.
And I guess the Mahabodhi temple is central to that. It's mentioned as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Definitely. The temple complex itself has these incredibly direct links to Buddha's life.
And wasn't it Emperor Asoka?
Yes, spot on. Emperor Asoka, such a key figure in spreading Buddhism, he actually made a pilgrimage there around 260 BC.
Okay.
And he's credited with building the very first temple right there at the location of the Bodhi tree.
So we're talking layers upon layers of history, centuries of significance.
Exactly. Spiritual, historical, it's all layered together.
You mentioned the Bodhi tree again. It comes up a lot. It's clearly more than just, well, a tree, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's probably the central symbol, represents enlightenment itself, but also things like interconnectedness, the potential for awakening in everyone.
And the tree that's there now.
It marks the spot, the very location of the original tree where Siddhartha sat and meditated for, over a month before his enlightenment?
Over a month.
Yeah.
Wow. So being there near the current tree is like connecting directly back to that moment.
That's the feeling, yeah, a connection across millennia. It's quite profound for many people.
I can imagine. Now, the source material also talks about the great Buddha statue, calls it an awe-inspiring sight. Sounds big.
It is. It's huge. Around 25 meters tall, so roughly 80 feet. One of the biggest in India, actually.
Okay. And what's the depiction?
It shows Buddha in that classic meditative pose, seated on a lotus flower. It really radiates a sense of calm, peace.
And it's not ancient like the temple site itself.
No, relatively recent, actually. It was unveiled, consecrated back in November 1989. And significantly, it had the blessing of the 14th Dalai Lama. So it adds this sort of modern layer of spiritual importance to the ancient site.
So ancient history and living spiritual practice side by side. The info also mentions visiting monasteries from different countries. That sounds fascinating.
It really is. It gives you a wonderful sense of the diversity within Buddhism globally.
How so?
Well, a typical visit includes exploring these monasteries, and each one reflects the architectural style and traditions of its home country, like Thailand, Sri Lanka, Myanmar.
Ah, I see. Any specific examples mentioned?
Yes. The source highlights Wat Thai Bodh Gaya. The Thai government established it back in 1956, apparently to help propagate Buddhist philosophies, and it's noted as the only Thai temple in all of India.
Interesting. And the tour covers others too.
Yeah, the suggested tour includes stops at monasteries from Sri Lanka and Myanmar as well, so you get these little glimpses into different Buddhist cultures all in one place.
Sounds like a really rich cultural experience, not just historical or religious. Now, this info comes from Five Senses Tours about a specific one-day private guided tour. What does that actually involve?
Okay, so it's structured as a 7-hour experience, pretty focused on that cultural immersion idea.
Right.
It includes a private car, so your transport's sorted, and a guide to take you through the main sites we've talked about: Mahabodhi Temple, Bodhi Tree, the Great Statue, and those international monasteries.
And logistics like hotel pickup and drop-off?
All included, yeah. It makes it pretty convenient.
Being a private tour, does that mean it's flexible?
Yeah.
Can you linger somewhere if you're particularly interested?
That's exactly the benefit they highlight. It's more personalized. You can adjust the pace, spend longer at one spot, maybe ask more in-depth questions. It's not a rigid one-size-fits-all thing.
That does sound better for a place with so much depth.
Yeah.
I also saw a note about supporting the local community.
Yes, and that's quite important, I think. They mention specifically training and employing local guides.
Ah,
So the money from tourism directly benefits the people who live there. It feels like a more, responsible way to travel.
definitely. Now, we also have some comments, some reviews from people who've actually done these tours. What do they say?
Huh. Yeah, these are useful. Gives you a real feel for it. Roving Traveler, writing early last year, mentioned a fantastic 2-day tour covering Bodh Gaya and Nalanda.
Oh, interesting. Nalanda, the ancient university site.
That's the one. They specifically praised the Bodhi tree experience and the Nalanda ruins and said the car and driver were great. So that suggests there's more nearby if you have extra time.
Good point. What else?
Anil K., around March 2024, described the tour as really peaceful and informative, appreciated the cultural heritage aspect,
Nice.
and they gave a shout-out to their guide, Basanth, for being knowledgeable and patient.
Having a good guide makes such a difference, doesn't it?
Totally. Then Rahul, early 2024, booked it for his parents.
Okay.
They were apparently very happy with the punctuality, the care the guide showed, highly recommended the team.
That's a strong endorsement, especially when booking for others. Any more?
One more, MJC, from October 2023. They mentioned doing multiple trips with 5 census tours, including customized ones.
Oh, wow. Repeat customer.
Yeah, noted the amazing sights and consistently high quality. So that speaks to reliability, I think.
It really seems people are having consistently good, meaningful experiences. Okay, so for anyone listening who's thinking, maybe I'd like to do this, what about practical stuff like costs, what's included?
Right. The pricing varies depending on your group size. Different rates if you're solo, a pair, or 3 people, or a group of 4 or more.
Makes sense. And what do you get for that?
It seems quite comprehensive. Includes the hotel pickup drop-off we mentioned, travel in a decent car, a Nova or sedan, usually the guide, of course, all the entrance charges to the sites.
Oh, entrance fees included. That's handy.
Yeah, avoids fiddling with cash at each place. And even includes tea somewhere along the way.
A nice touch. Is there a typical daily schedule?
They give a sample, usually starts with a 9 a.m. hotel pickup. Then you hit the main sites, Mahabodhi Temple, Bodhi tree, Great Buddha statue, followed by the Thai, Sri Lankan, and Myanmar monasteries,
Oh,
and then aims for a 4 p.m. hotel drop-off. So a pretty full day covering the highlights.
seems like a well-paced day. Now, you mentioned Nalanda before, and the source lists another related tours 5 Senses offers.
Yeah, they do quite a range. For instance, Sarnath Tour, another major Buddhist site, but starting from Varanasi.
Right.
Also, cultural immersion focused on Buddhist monasteries way up in Ladakh. Temple tours down in Khajuraho.
So lots of different regions and themes.
Even general walking tours across India, and for the more adventurous, motorcycle tours as well.
Wow. Okay. Something for everyone.
Pretty much. And they also suggest checking out the Incredible India Travel podcast for broader travel ideas.
Good tip. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. To bring our deep dive to a close, what are the absolute key takeaways about Bodh Gaya?
I think, number one, its profound significance as the place of Buddha's enlightenment. That's the heart of it.
Right, the origin point.
Then the Bodhi tree as that incredibly powerful living symbol, the sheer scale and serenity of the great Buddha statue, and finally, that glimpse into the global diversity of Buddhism through the international monasteries. It's not just one thing.
It really sounds like a multifaceted place.
Yeah.
And taking a guided tour, like the one from 5 Senses, seems like a really effective way to navigate all that history and culture.
Yeah, it provides structure and context, which can really deepen the experience, I think.
So if people listening are interested, maybe want to book this tour or find out more, how do they contact 5 Senses Tours?
Okay, easy enough. You can send them an email at contact@5sensestours.com. That's 5, the numeral, sensestours.com.
Got it. Contact at 5sensestours.com. Any other way?
Yep, you can also call or send a WhatsApp message. The number is +91 98456 77446.
Perfect. +91 98456 77446. Thanks. It really does sound like a journey worth considering.
Definitely. A place steeped in history, but also radiating this tangible sense of peace.
Maybe listening today has sparked something for you, a desire to experience that unique atmosphere firsthand, the spiritual heart of Buddhism, a connection to a truly pivotal moment in human thought. Something to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.